It's my proud privilege to be speaking on APICON, and I'm Professor Dr. Vivek Gupta, Cardiologist in Delhi Apollo Hospital. There is some misprint, and my name was added a little later. Dr. Brilliant, I'm thankful to him, and Dr. Rajesh Upadhyay, who has organized a fantastic meeting here. The topic is of cardiology. I'm a cardiologist working here in Delhi Apollo Hospital. I've been working with Alan Cribier in France. So the topic will be transcatheter aortic valve implantation. Transcatheter aortic valve implantation is a very important technique which was devised by my mentor guru, Professor Alan Cribier. You know, we have been doing aortic valve replacement, but there are many aging population now who have got the aortic stenosis, and we will be talking about that. Many physicians will be interested, and this talk is also a tribute to Dr. Alan Cribier, who has recently no longer with us. He was with me in CSI, Kolkata, fully healthy at heart. He had a sudden cardiac death, and this is what the life is. He was just 79-year-old, and he had many projects to go. His name was proposed for Nobel Prize this year because of the innovation which he has done and which is being used as a life-saving procedure for many patients. I will talk about my topic, as well as I will speak a little about him also, his personality, my videos. Many cardiologists would like to be here, would like to know, but the physicians may not be knowing him, but he is a stalwart, the person with whom even Macron, the president of France, would be happy to meet him. And this is my earliest stages of France, where I worked with him in 96, 98 in the cath lab. I have done angiography, angioplasty with him only. This is my wife, my son now, who was just 3.5, now is 28 with another child, Dr. Alan Cribier. So this is a tribute, this lecture is a tribute to him. The slides are not moving. Okay. A few more pictures. I will directly come to the topic, and then I will show you some videos of Dr. Alan Cribier. This is the first TAVI case which we did in Rouen, in France in 2011. At that time, TAVI was not available. TAVI, again I repeat, is a non-surgical aortic valve replacement, non-surgical, or something like transcatheter aortic valve implantation. Transcatheter, when you are doing through the catheter, it is transcatheter. The first case from India was done by ourselves, but it was done in France. At that time in India, TAVI was not available. As such, now we are doing every day all the hospitals. First in-man case was done by him in 2002, long time back, 20 years, 22 years now. And we celebrated 20th year. He was actually a stalwart, a big personality for cardiology community, and America, US, France, Europe, Nigeria, everywhere, India. He has trained a lot of cardiologists, so this was me with him. A few memorable videos. I think I have 13 minutes left. I will show his videos in the end, and I will first of all talk about the topic, which is this. I have got many videos to share with you, but we have limited time. So the presentation, I will go to the presentation first, and I'll show you a few videos if the time permits. The next 8 minutes I will talk about the plasty, this procedure. And after next 5 minutes, we'll talk about a few videos which I would like to share, because he was actually hard. Developing TAVI, a long road littered with pitfalls. It was not easy for anybody to start a new technique. Lesson learned from the experience of future innovators. Having an idea is not enough. Innovator is talking. Having an idea is not enough. Translating it into reality requires a combination of elements. Mental strength, very important. Finding the right partners, very important. Finances, that is companies. And rigorous scientific research. When I was working with him 96 to 98, he had an idea. He was trying to work it out how without opening the chest you can change the aortic valve. Without opening the chest, changing the aortic valve was an idea which was conceptualized by Dr. Alan Cribier. And he writes that having an idea is not enough. You have to translate into the reality. That is more important. And he did it. So failure of any of these elements can lead to failure of the entire project. Never give up. Perseverance is a key word. If you are doing something new, You have to keep on persevering. If you don't persevere, you will fail. That means perseverance is the key word. Since 1985 in Rouen, development of two successive innovations for non-surgical treatment of acquired aortic stenosis. What you're talking about is the aortic stenosis, aortic valve stenosis. It is now a dangerous thing because if you have aortic stenosis, severe aortic stenosis, the life is limited. Within 2 years, 50% patient will die. And within 3 years, more than 80% patient will die unless treated either by surgical aortic valve replacement or non-surgical, which I'm going to talk about. 1985, he was the first person to do aortic valve valvuloplasty. 1985. It was a big memorable event, published in Lancet in 1986, and he became hero overnight. 1985. Doing a mitral valvuloplasty is different, doing a aortic valvuloplasty is different. When doing aortic valvuloplasty, you are opening the balloon inside the aortic valve. The whole circulation is closed. There is no circulation, the circular everything. And therefore you have to be very, very quick, otherwise the patient will die on the table. So first case was aortic valvuloplasty was done by Dr. Alan Crevier. And then at that time, he had a different idea. In 1980, more than 50% turned down for surgery. Age per se was a criteria, and they were having a major contraindication for surgical aortic valve replacement. So 1985, he did this, a bomb effect in the medical community. Tens of thousands of patients were treated, published in Lancet, which is a very important journal for the medical community, and he became hero overnight. But at that time there was a problem because the patient had a recurrence after the brain, and therefore he wanted to do something else. And therefore he took a project 1985, 1987, he project balloon expandable stented valve. First announcement in 1987, and then opinion of experts. They said impossibly and insane. Most of the experts, surgical experts, they said this is an impossible thing and it is insane, don't do it. Rouen landmark autopsy study in 1994. I joined him in 96 in Rouen. In 94 he did a autopsy studies with 16 patients. It was possible, valve restructure was defined, and transfemoral approach was discussed from 94 to 98. It was looking for a sponsor. That was a very important thing. He wanted to find a sponsor, and the same Medtronic company, Edward company, which are now selling TAVI like hotcake. They said it's impossible, don't do it, forget it, it's impossible, it's an insane project. They did not like the idea. They said it's not possible, we will not fund it. So finally he had to go with the creation of another company. He did it with the USA in 99. PVT was created by him along with Martin Leon. He was a very big cardiologist from DCT USA in New York. And they made a company. The PVT heart valve was designed in 2000, and preclinical evaluation, extensive in-lab testing was done in Israel in sheep. You see, you have to do animal models before you translate to the human. And therefore it was done in Israel in Alan Crevier and El. And at that time, Rouen filmed the first case. The finally dream comes true. First case was done in a 57-year-old dying patient, cardiogenic shock, EF of 12%, aortic valve area 0.68, bicuspid aortic valve, multiple comorbidities, post-bypass surgery, thrombus in LV, and TAVI was considered to be the last resort to save the life of this patient. April 16, 2002, he discussed with Martin Leon in USA, should we do it or should we not? There was a chance of patient dying on the table, but finally they did it. You can see the eyes of three people, Alan Crevier, Ellen and Christophe Trom. The positioning of the valve, no general anesthesia, only transesophageal guidance, and the patient was successful. And you can see the patient live after 7 days in the hospital, and this was published in Circulation immediately. And then again he became second-time hero of the cardiology world by doing the first case of non-surgical aortic valve implantation in a dying patient who had ejection fraction of 12% in Rouen, where I work. So after this, the TAVI film was done. Post TAVI, you can see the videos. From 2002 to 2005, there were 38 patients developed. Key role of improvement, early recognition. You can see the patient surviving, doing the trumpet. These are the patients who were celebrating the life. They were elderly patients. And then the first step offshore. From France, it went to USA, and then Detroit, Vancouver, Canada. They started watching and following it. Colombo, my good friend, I just spoke to him. From Italy, very important, Rotterdam, Patrick Serras. They are heroes of cardiology, interventional cardiology, top people who started following Alan Crevier, and they started doing this. From 2005 or 4 onwards, I would like to repeat. In 2004, Edwards Life Sciences had completely ignored and denied that they will not be supporting the idea of TAVI. That was 99. Now the same company, they buy the PVT, you see the same company buy the company, and now they become the boss of this company, and now Edwards was working hard. Similarly, at the same time, Medtronic started developing another valve, which is a core valve, which is a self-expanding valve, this is balloon expandable. And over the past 20 years, many such cases have been done. And since 2002, and I would like to immediately, because I have 7 minutes left, I think the time is very important. So, pioneered by the group of Dr. Cribier, transferable approach, the same cath lab where I used to work in France, I have a lot of nostalgic moments at that time. I came back in 98, I started working with Apollo Hospital. He's continued, but I was going every year with him. So, thousands of patients were enrolled in multiple trials. Fast TAVI registries, randomized trial versus surgical. Whenever new technology comes, it has to be compared with the older technology, and therefore the randomized trial between TAVI versus surgical aortic valve replacement, they started happening every time. Rigorous scientific evaluation following a challenging and very unusual pathways. Partner 1, Partner 2, Partner 3 trials comparing surgical valve versus non-surgical valve were done. First of all, non-inferiority was established and then superiority was established. Earlier it was only made for high-risk patient. Later on, Partner 3 trials showed that even the low-risk patient was done. In 2019, the hypothesis of TAVI was there. SAPIEN 3 and Mandel 2, they were approved by FDA. FDA is a regulatory body of the America. Federal Drug Administration is a very important body, which if it is approved, that means this is a good work, and therefore more than 300,000 patient TAVI, more than 80 countries, market is growing like anything, and thousands of lives have been saved because of this innovation. So future of TAVI is going to be continuous expansion of TAVI. Now even the low surgical patients will be taken care by this technique. TAVI means transcatheter aortic valve implantation, TAVI. This is Americans call it TAVR, transcatheter aortic valve replacement. Actually it's not replacement, you're putting another valve inside a valve which is already existing, with the non-surgically. Some remaining issues are there. There's no alarm registries up to 8 years, and TAVI processes long-term durability has been established. The patients who have been done, for example, I did a patient 2011. The patient survived till 2019. He died because of kidney failure. That means the overall 10 to 15 years because it's a bioprosthetic valve. And therefore, the longevity will be about 10 to 15 years, because unless your metallic valve is lifelong, so after that you can do another TAVI. So TAVR remaining issues are there, preventing severe coronary access, high prevalence of bicuspid aortic valve. So these are the things developing TAVI, a long journey. This is the final slide, and then I'll show you a few videos. I have 5 minutes left. So this was the Rouen 1985, the first balloon aortic valvoplasty. 1999, they did a company which is PVT. 2002, they gave a first man-in-man transfer. 2005 to 7 feasibility studies. CE mark, which is a European mark like FDA, like GCGI in India, was done in 2007. And from 2007, Partner 1, Partner 2, Partner 3 trials. Partner 3 trials confirmed the superiority of TAVI over even the low-risk patient. Low risk means the patients who can be otherwise operated. Whether you would like to operate by surgical aortic valve replacement or you would like to do TAVI, which is non-surgical. So Partner 3 confirmed that even the low-risk patients who are otherwise amenable to surgery can also be treated or should also be treated. Nobody wants to have surgery opening the chest. You want like a stent. So it has become a stent-like procedure most during this time. And it has survived more than 10 years. Partner 3 at 5 years, SAPIEN 3, 12, no alarm. Long-term durability of TAVI prosthesis has been established, and remaining issue I'm not going to talk because it's more of an interventional cardiology talk. Long journey I've told you, and I would now like to share a few videos. He has been actually now recently been nominated for he was doing Hale and Hardy for the Nobel Prize, and I would like to. This is the last video which I had with him in 9th October. Can we have the voice loud? The non-surgical technique, and he did the first case in 2002, April. We are already celebrating 20th and then 21st and 22nd year. He is in France, he's in Kolkata during CSI. He's my mentor, my friend, my fatherly figure or brotherly figure, I don't know, but I think he has been in my past life somewhere. That's why I have personally so much of attachment and respect for him. Maybe he's sitting in my hotel room in hotel to just ITC Royal Bengal sentences regarding your innovation and yes.
Well, this is an innovation, consisting in replacing the aortic valve in aortic stenosis patients with degenerative aortic stenosis. And if the valve is not replaced at the onset of the symptoms, the mortality rate is
He's so healthy. 9 December
many patients
2023.
cannot be operated on
2 months
for
back, and we lost him on 16th February. Sudden cardiac death. Very sad. And he was doing a lot of other things. His projects were there. So life is sometimes so unpredictable.
So I started in 2002, and now we have more than 3 million patients implanted in the world, you know, in more than 80 countries. So it's a very big success, which was absolutely unpredictable. So today, you know, in a single year like 2022,
The plastic training which I do was through him. I still owe all the respect to him. And lastly, he is likely to be nominated, and maybe with Professor Alan Crevier, who is the, if I can get, this is my video which I like to show when I was working with him in 1997 in the cath lab of Roa. This is my nostalgic 97, 4th September. This is a recording of, this was the video camera, so I recorded in the translated. Sorry, he was such a quick operator. I also do quite fast. That whenever I used to come and scrub, then finally angiography was almost finished. These are some videos which I want to share in the interest of time, but this is available on the YouTube. So this is how I learned with him. I go to next slide. This is where he came to my house. This is very interesting. I'm the only privileged cardiologist with whom he shared my dinner at my residence in Delhi, Sarita Vihar. He came only for a day. I picked him up. He told me I'm coming. Like a few years back, he said he'll come back again, but unfortunately it was not the case. My friend, I can say. Can you loud? Can you speak?
Boss, this is yes, well, that's better.
Professor Vivek Gupta in my house at Sarita Vihar, New Delhi. It was my last so many years wish that he can come to my house for some time. Very humorous person, and I will show you how he said about my son. Just listen to this.
So, like children, sorry, gentlemen. My wife together with our.
I want to clarify something. He is your son.
He was just joking there. Next slide. This is recently I was in the car, and a person of that stature driving a car with me in 2022 in Rouen, France.
He is a fantastic operator, innovator, and he is
I only 2 seconds left. Can I take 1 minute extra, please? Just 1 minute.
Made in France?
Yes, no, made in Germany.
Made in Germany. And this is
Just
Rouen.
one
You can
video
see
over
all
the
through.
finish off.
This is the church here, 23rd of May, 2022, along with Chaitanya.
So I had the privilege of such things which otherwise, this is a very important video when he's just trying to put a pat on my, because he's had such an affection. He was an award ceremony in France last year. Just watch the pat on my face. I really, and I think this was the last one. I wanted to show one more, if I can just quickly, I will like to. Yeah, I wanted to show the case actually, which I think is not possible in the at one time, the first case which we did, but I wanted to show one video which is left out, because something which nobody has that video, and I have got that video. In one of the gala dinner, he was doing this, which is very nice dancing steps, if I can show you, and then we will finish off this talk. And this is my son video, which it is residence in France. Now he's 28-year-old. He has a piano man, and he used to love piano, doing cycling and all. I have got this one. These dance steps of Alan Crevier. I think nobody has it in India. So this was gala dinner. Everybody dances when you are, even myself or everybody. Last thing, I just in the interest of this time, I would like to show you how he gave the certificate, the last certificate he gave. If I got the time. I mean, he writes to me in the certificate that Dr. Gupta appeared to be not only a good physician, I personally developed with him the best of the enjoyable relationship. I was just 28-year-old and he was a big man. And he writes to me in the certificate that he developed the best relationship with me during the fasting, and that continued till that time. And then, in fact, this is a big time that I am able to talk a tribute lecture to Dr. Alan Crevier. Thank you so much, API. Thank you for giving the time to me. And this is, I think, he requires a lot laudable things, because thousands of patients' lives have been changed because of his innovation. He is a man of innovation. If he gets Nobel Prize this year, I was one of them also who has also nominated my association, other than French people. Emmanuel Macron also has nominated him for the Nobel. If he gets the Nobel Prize, we'll do another lecture. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Vivek, for sharing your experience with the TAVI. And it's so good to see that finally a thing which was in the CTVS domain, the aortic valve replacement, as physicians and as interventional cardiologists, it's now in our domain also. Thank you so much.
Last thing, I want to just invite you, 5 p.m. we are doing a tribute to Dr. Kribier in hall number 10. If people can join downstairs at 5 to 6, it will be a hybrid meeting. A lot of people from abroad will be speaking about him. 5 to 6 p.m. If few of you can join in the hall number 10 downstairs, it will be very great of you. Thank you so much, chairpersons, for giving extra time.
For next topic, I feel proud to call Dr. Ajay Kumar. Then the topic is influence of AI on